Welcome, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to this channel. I'm very happy to be here. It's 4 a.m. Kenyan time. I'm very happy to be here. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Let me check the weather, forecast. Hourly, I went somewhere today and I realized that, people check the weather forecast first, hourly, the hourly weather forecast. And, it's predicted that at 1 hour from now, it will start raining. So let us start reading the scripture, because the rain will disrupt, our broadcast. The rain will disrupt so many things. It is 5th of March, 2026, and I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and I'm very happy to be here to this wonderful channel, and I'm blessed to be here. Very happy. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to tell me where you're watching me from. Remember, you can be part of this program by, following us on our channels. Such an amazing time to be here. All right. Any questions up to there? Let's continue. We'll continue reading the scripture. We were in the book of Job, just about to finish the book of Job. And I hope that tonight we'll be able to finish the book of Job. All right. As I promised you, after the book of Job, we'll start reading the book of Psalms. We'll be going from one book to the other. And I hope that we'll finish reading the scripture. We have this month to finish reading, and I hope that we will be able to finish. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any questions up there? There's a lot of rain right now, and this rain is there's a lot of rain. There's a lot of rain right now, and any questions up to there? Feel free to read with me. All right. Feel free. Any questions up to there? Feel free to ask me your questions. We're in Job chapter 29. Let us continue. Job continued his discourse. How I long for the months gone by, for the days when God watched over me, when his lamp shone on my head, and by his light I walked through darkness. Oh, for the days when I was in my prime, when God's intimate friendship blessed my house. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Job, in this book, he's saying, oh, for how long? Oh, for the days when I was in my prime, when God's intimate friendship blessed my house. Right. Any questions after that? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I'm very happy to be here, and I want us to just read. Don't be in a hurry, right? I want us to just read the scripture and try to understand, the scripture in details. All right. I don't want us to be in a hurry, because I realize that most people overlook things when they're in a hurry, and I wouldn't want us to be in a hurry, right? Sometimes, trust me, going very slowly, people might say you're very slow, but sometimes time will answer whether you are slow or you're not slow. Time will tell. I always tell people, time will tell. Any questions up to there? Let us continue reading. And I realized that sometimes, when you just, be in that space where you're just reading the scripture, regardless of the whatever is going on, you can. It's always good to create time to read the scripture. All right. Yes. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to comment. And I'm very blessed this wonderful morning to be here. I hope that tonight we'll be able to finish the book of Job so that we can start reading another book. Any questions after that? Feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment, and I'll be more than happy to read with you. Let's continue. Let's continue. When the Almighty was still with me, and my children were around me, when my path was drenched with cream, and the walk poured out for me streams of olive oil. When I went to the gate of the city, and I took my seat in the public square, the young men saw me and stepped aside, and the old men rose to their feet. So here Job is remembering the days when the good times. He was reminiscing, right? He was, sometimes he was reminiscing. He was thinking about reminisce. What is the meaning of reminiscing? Reminisce is to indulge in enjoyable recollection of past events. He was reminiscing the good old days when he was still a young man full of energy. He had the money, he had prosperity, and here is reminding us that he was also, at one time of his life, he was a very successful young man, right? So Job here is also reminding us that in one time he was successful in business, he was successful in his life, all right? If you're new to this channel, I said every day I'm going to invest 500 shillings to this channel, and I hope that this money will add value to you, all right? I wouldn't want us to engage in things that are not profitable. He said, the young men saw me and stepped aside, and the old men rose to their feet. The chief men restrained from speaking and covered their mouths with their hands. The voices of the nobles were hushed, and their tongues stuck to the roof of their mouths. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Here people could not even talk to him. Their tongues stuck to the roof of their mouths. We're reading from the book of Job. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful morning. And as I promised you, we'll be reading the scripture, because I came to realize that reading in the morning is usually the best decision, because during the day you might be engaged in other things. So it's always good to read in the morning. I try my best to read in the morning. Okay? Whoever, welcome. Did you subscribe? welcome to this channel. Did you subscribe to this channel? Did you subscribe? It's 4:10 in the morning. I'm very happy. We are just about to finish reading the book of Job. And I'm very happy this morning to continue reading. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from, okay? So let us continue reading. Whoever heard me spoke well of me, and those who saw me commended me, because I rescued the poor who cried for help, and the fatherless who had none to assist them. The one who was dying blessed me. I made the widow's heart sing. I put on righteousness as my clothing. Justice was my robe and my turban. So here, as I said, Job is reminiscing of the good old days when he also was taking stock of the things that he did when he was young. Justice was my robe and my turban. I was eyes to the blind and feet to the lame. I was the father to the needy. I took up the case of the stranger. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be very happy if you read the scripture with me. I was the father to the needy, and I took up the case of the stranger. I broke the fangs of the wicked and snatched the victims from their teeth. I thought, I shall die in my own house. My days are numerous as the grains of the sand. My roots will reach to the water, and the dew will lie all night on my branches. My glory will not fade. The bow will never new in my hand, will ever be new in my hand. People listen to me expectantly, waiting in silence for my counsel. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Yesterday I was talking about, before even we continue, yesterday I was telling you people that the conflict in, in Iran will have consequences. It has changed the prices of oil. If you have been reading the news, the prices of oil in America the price of oil has increased by $3 in just less than a week. $3, for a barrel. As I said yesterday, of course, the members of OPEC will convey a meeting, and consequently, they will, charter the way forward. And of course, the way forward will be to increase the prices of oil. All right, even crude oil will be expensive. So that is something that we are expecting. There will be a few, shocks here and there. So we have to prepare ourselves for that time. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. So right now, for those who like, even traveling will now become expensive because of that particular event in Iran. The conflict has already impacted the prices of oil. All right, the price of oil has changed overnight, because of the death of the cleric, Mr. Khamenei, Ayatollah, and some of the leaders of Iran. Of course, the OPEC countries, will try to find a balance of trade. They have already lost their leaders, so they will try as much as possible to capitalize on this particular event. So if you have been watching the news, you will agree with me that the prices of oil, yes, welcome, my dear friend, welcome. The prices of oil the prices have changed, all right? Because you can imagine, this is a very interesting, a very interesting event, because one event has affected everything in the world. I've been watching the New York Stock Exchange has dropped. Let me see. The New York Stock Exchange has dropped significantly. The New York. Let me just check. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I'm very happy to be here. You see the New York, I think, let me see whether it has changed. Of course, let me see whether it's called the New York Stock Exchange Index. I want to see whether it has changed. Let's see whether, okay, today there was a slight increase, but as from yesterday there was a decline. But I know that the market will adjust to change in the fuel prices. I'm sure there are a few people who will benefit from that kind of shock in the market. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment, and feel free to be part and parcel of this channel. Any questions up to there? Any questions? Let us continue reading. After I'd spoken, they spoke no more. My words fell gently on their ears. They waited for me as for showers, and drank in my words as the spring rain. When I smiled at them, they scarcely believed it. The light of my face was precious to them. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Do you enjoy this channel? If you do, subscribe. We'll be reading the scripture. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me very well? Oh, sorry. We're reading from the book of Job, chapter 29, verses 22. After I'd spoken, they spoke no more. My words fell gently on their ears. They waited for me as for showers, and drank in my words as the spring rain. When I smiled at them, they scarcely believed it. The light of my face was precious to them. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. We'll be reading for the next 3 or 4 hours non-stop. So any questions up to there, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I'm very happy to welcome you to this channel. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Don't worry, you'll hear me, my good friend. I know you cannot hear anything, but you will hear me, Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Very happy to be here. Any questions? Any questions up to there? Very well. Let us continue reading. And I'm very happy to be here. Job chapter 30. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe to this channel and tell me where you're watching me from. Very happy to be here. But now they mock me, men younger than I, whose fathers I would have disdained to put with my sheepdogs. For what use was the strength of their hands to me, since their vigor had gone from them? Haggard from want and hunger, they roamed the parched land in desolate wastelands at night. In the brush they gathered salt herbs, and their food was the root of the broom bush. Any questions up to there? We're reading from the book of Job chapter 30. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I'm very happy to read the scripture with you. Any questions up to there? Feel free to be part of this channel. Feel free to subscribe to this channel Uh, I love new, I love new readers. You know, it's very nice to be part of this reading program, and I'm very, very happy to be here. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. And tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Any questions? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any questions? Feel free to subscribe to this channel and feel free to be part of our program. All right? Any questions up to there? Feel free, all right? And be part of, I said every day I'll be investing just 500 shillings to this channel. Feel free to be part and parcel of this channel. Any questions up to there? Any questions? Good. Where were we? Haggard from want and hunger, they roamed the parched land in desolate wastelands at night. In the brush they gathered salt herbs, and their food was the fruit of the broom bush. They were banished from human society, shouted at as if they were thieves. They were forced to live in the day stream's bed, among the rocks and in the holes in the ground. They brayed among the bushes and huddled in the undergrowth. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy to be here. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Let us continue reading. Feel free to subscribe. I'll be very happy if you subscribe to this channel. And tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be very happy if you are part and parcel of this channel. It is my pleasure to read the scripture with you. We're in the book of Job, and I always tell my friends that I always want us to meet, through the basis of religion. I think it's a good meeting point, right? Yeah, let's meet in our studies, all right? Yes, because I don't think there's any other place we can meet other than just reading the word, right? So let's meet there. So when you have a chance to get to know me, take the chance and get to know me, all right? Yeah, because I don't think we're going to meet anywhere else. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? Feel free to ask me your questions. Feel free to subscribe. And now those men mock me in the song. I've become a byword among them. They detest me and keep their distance. They do not hesitate to spit in my face. Now that God has unstrung my bow and afflicted me, they throw off restraint in my presence. On my right, the tribe attacks. They lay snares for my feet. They build their siege rams against me. They break up my road. They succeed in destroying me. No one can help him, they say. They advance as through a gaping breach. Among the ruins they come rolling in. Any questions up there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy this morning. I love reading the word. Any questions? Feel free to read the scripture with me. I said that we just have this 1 month to read the scripture. Let's take advantage of this 1 month. I don't. Do you want us to, do you want us to read the scripture until next month? Do you want us to do that? Do you want us to read the scripture? I'm very happy that we are reading the scripture together. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions after that? Any questions? Let us continue. They advances through a gaping breach. Among the ruins they come rolling in. Terrors overwhelm me. My dignity is driven away as the wind. My safety vanishes like a cloud. And now my life ebbs away. Days of suffering grip me. Night pierces my bones. My gnawing pains never rest. In his great power, God becomes like clothing to me. He binds me like the neck of my garment. He throws me into the mud, and I'm reduced to dust and ashes. I cry out to you, God, but you do not answer. I stand up, but you merely look at me. You turn on me ruthlessly with the might of your hand. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. We'll be reading until for the next 3 hours. So if you're here, you buckle up. I said that for us to finish reading the scripture, we have to intensify whatever we are doing. All right, so that we can have a quality results. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Remember, this channel is for reading purposes only. This is not a political channel. I know some people want us to engage in political discourse, but forgive me for today. We will not be engaging in politics. I will not be mentioning any person. This is just purely reading the scripture. And if you're interested in reading the scripture, if you're genuinely interested in reading the scripture, feel free to be part of this channel. This is an open channel and everybody is invited. You can comment. I'm not going to delete your comment, no matter how terrible your comment might be, but I'm not going to delete it. I will, other people also want, I'm sure other people also want to read your comment, right? All right, let's continue. Any questions up to there? Any questions? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. It is 4:28 a.m. Kenyan time. Do you enjoy this channel? If you do enjoy this channel, subscribe and let me know. And also, while you're at it, tell me where you're watching me from around the world. I would really want to know where you're watching me. Let us continue reading. Any questions up to there? In his great power, God becomes like clothing to me. He binds me like the neck of my garment. He throws me into the mud, and I'm reduced to dust and ashes. I cry to you, God, but you do not answer. I stand up, but you merely look at me. You turn on me ruthlessly with the might of your hand. You attack me. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Do you enjoy this channel? If you do enjoy this channel, kindly subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. You snatch me up and drive me before the wind. You toss me about in the storm. I know you will bring me down to death, to the place appointed for all the living. Surely no one lays a hand on a broken man when he cries for help in his distress. Have I not wept for those in trouble? Has not my soul grieved for the poor? Yet when I hoped for good, evil came. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Do you enjoy this channel? Alright, if you do enjoy this channel, subscribe and tell me where you are watching me from. I really want to know where you're watching me from. Any questions up to there? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? If you're new to this channel, be part of our reading. And I'm blessed this wonderful morning to read the scripture with you. Any questions? Feel free to read the scripture with me. Any questions up to there? All right, let's continue reading. All right. Yeah. If you're new to this channel, be part of our program. Any questions up to there?